In this tutorial, we are going to walk through setting up a potential client or seller onto Streetmatch so that they can see the new listings coming on the market in their neighborhood, as well as sold listings if it's applicable depending on the board that you're a member of. So what you're going to want to do is open up your website, but not just in any website browser. You are going to want to do an incognito mode. So incognito means that the system isn't caching any of your information. So if we were to just do this in a regular browser window, the websites themselves have cookies which basically holds and keeps your information. So if you did it in a regular browser and you're trying to add multiple people, it's always going to cache to the original login or user that you created. So we don't want that. So how you open up an incognito is when you have your browser, you just right-click, and then you typically have the option of a new incognito window or the new window. It might say new private window, really depends on the browser that you're using. So once you've opened up your website, you're going to go to your Streetmatch or Nosy Neighbor page, and from here you're simply going to put in the address of that potential seller. So in this case, I'm just going to use this address here. Now, once we have it, we can move this pin around if we want to. We can also adjust the radius if we wish to. We also have the ability to draw. So some areas you may wish to do this and be a little bit more specific about exactly which listings we're sending somebody. So for example, if I wanted to do this one here, my drawing would be more so kind of like this, for this specific address, because I particularly know this area. Might not be exact like this, but something similar. So once we've drawn, it's going to really showcase the listings that come available and or sell in this specific region. Now, of course, we're going to create the lead and an email. So once we've created this, the user is essentially created in your CRM system. Now, if we were the actual user, because this is showcasing sold listings for this Toronto board, the user actually has to validate their information. However, that doesn't stop them. So once they're on here, they're still going to get the emails. They'll just have to validate upon looking for that information. So now that the lead has been created, we can go back to the CRM system and see that the lead is right here. Okay, so we all have unknown, unknown, and then we've got a new lead. We can see that they registered on Streetmatch in my location at the time of registration, and that there's been a registration email already sent to this lead. So if I actually refresh this again, it's obviously sent, not delivered. Once it delivers, this will actually move to being a valid email address. Now, to open up your lead, of course, you're just going to click on their name to open them up. And then down below, we're going to be able to see the searches. So again, because this is a Toronto feed, which has active sold listings on it available to users, it automatically created both an active search and a sold search. If you do not have sold searches as part of your board, it will only create the active. Now, you will have the ability to edit these, which in many cases you're going to want to do because you can narrow down and be a little more specific as to exactly what listings we're sending this person. We want to send them the listings that are most comparable to their home to give them a better idea of what homes similar to theirs are actually listing and selling for. So here for the active, we can go in and edit this. So here we can just see it's just that polygon that we drew on the website, as well as the fact that the houses are for sale. So we may wish to go in and add additional filters. So let's just say we're looking for the type of home. We would then specify, and I know that this is actually a detached. So we're only then looking for detached homes. Now, we may also wish to add things like bedrooms because a 3-bedroom home and a 4-bedroom home often are listed at different prices because of the different bedroom or additional bedrooms. So you can do equals and you can go, okay, maybe 3 or 4 bedrooms or just 3 bedrooms. Do something along those, but you can multi-select if you wish to. Now, seeing as we've added some of this information, we can go in and apply this filter. There is no active listings within that polygon, so it's completely normal that we don't see any results if there aren't any active listings in that area. But now that I've updated this, I definitely want to click on this update filter. When we click on this update, you see this little green notification saying that it's been updated. And what that means is we've now saved this. This is now the new criteria of the listings that would be sent to this person for that specific address. All right. Now, of course, you can narrow it down even further, so you will have different filters that you can utilize to really send them listings that are most comparable to theirs. So basement is often one that you'll need, sometimes garage spaces, different indications like that that definitely affect the value of any kind of home. So we do have the ability, you can select a different schedule. It's defaulted to check once a day to send that potential seller the listings. If something goes on the market today, they would get an email with that listing information. Now, if you're wanting to edit the sold information, we're going to click on this button here and edit this. We can see that it's sold, and we still have the address up at the top here. And we've indicated that we're looking for sold properties and a house is what we're looking for. Now, because it's a house, it's just strictly anything that's classified as a house, meaning it's not a condo. So we want to be able to do the subtype. So if we do the subtype, this is where you'd be able to select that it's a detached home. Okay, so this is only reflective of the sold listings, but we want to make sure if it's house, we're selecting detached. Now, again, in here, we may want to indicate the bedrooms, right? So we have the bedrooms, and we're looking for anything with 3 bedrooms. So the searches essentially mirror each other. And then again, when we click apply, it's now going to show us the listings that match this criteria that have sold. And this is what your leads will get. They'll get the listing information, which will include what the property was actually listed for, including the sold price. And again, we're going to want to update this, look for that green notification to ensure that we've saved this search. So this is the new criteria of what the system is looking for in order to send this lead a listing. Now, again, it's scheduled to go out once a day, but only if a property sells within that day. It's not going to keep sending them emails. It only sends them when there's new listings that they could be potentially seen by that lead. Now, if we were just in conversation with this lead, we can see here that it's scheduled to go out. So later today, this one was going to go out, and then this sold one was set to go out tomorrow. Now, we can force these to go out. So if we wanted this to go out right away, we're just going to click this little refresh button and go yes. And we can do the same for the sold and go yes. And if we scroll up to the email section, we're going to be able to see that the listing emails have been sent. So we can see that the sold email has been sent. There was nothing active, as you recall, so there was no active email sent, even though we forced it, but because there was no listings to send, it obviously wouldn't send it. So you can actually go in and look at this to see what listings you've actually sent to that person. And again, if they go in to view these details as the lead, they're going to be able to see what the property actually listed for and sold for when that happened.